Good morning, my beautiful tribe. How are you this morning? How was yesterday? Did you find yesterday's message helpful at all? If you did, pop it in the comments. I'd love to know. I'd love to hear what you're up to and what are you doing on the weekend. You're not going to believe it. Guess what fell out? Holy shit. Shit you're not. So we'll leave that one out, okay? See what this means today. Maybe there's just a little bit of that hanging over from yesterday, hey? Still needing to ground and center ourselves. That's hilarious. These cards never let me down like that. I always do shit like that. Makes me go, oh. Okay, let's see what today is about in addition to what just fell out. Okay, what is it that we need to know or be aware of today to bring into our awareness? You know, these cards do things all the time that I say I can't believe, like that. Yesterday's card coming out as I'm talking about it. Funny as. But I do believe it, and they do it, and I constantly check them. Anyone who's had a reading with me will know that I will always or usually say, let's check that, you know, because I'm just testing it. It never lets me down. So why I do that, I don't know. Don't know. Okay. Let's see. I guess it's just good for clarity, confirmation for both me and the person that I'm reading for, I guess. There's no arguing with it, is it? It shows itself once, it's one thing. Shows itself twice. Shows itself 3 times. It's like a done deal, right? So we've just had another one turn over. So we're going to have a look at this one, which we've had too, not so long ago. So energy seems to be a little bit similar to what we've had recently. Okay. So we have the 6 of Wands here. So this is about, remember the wands are about the tasks and the action that we need to take, right? So this is stuff moving. So things that are in movement, in transition, if you will. So it's like that moving phase. Now that's funny because yesterday we had this one and that little bugger's jumped out this morning, which is hilarious. So it's where we needed to, yesterday it felt like where we needed to make choices, right? Or we might have been a little bit uncertain of things, and we had a good talk about that yesterday. So carrying on that energy through to today, it's actually sort of saying that, you know, if you put some feelers out, or you were screaming for the universe for help, or you just weren't sure where you were headed, it looks like your direction is coming today. So it's not quite here yet, but it's certainly on its way, because this horse is actually moving, and this wreath up here is what lets us know that there's like an announcement to be made, or there's some news coming. There's something coming which will actually help us either with that decision that we need to make, or simply with the direction that we already know that we're headed in. It also represents travel, okay, which is funny because one of my very dear friends is off starting her new life today, and we just wish her so well. She's just the most amazing person. So this kind of tells me, you know, she's halfway there and she'll be safe. She'll be safe when she gets there. So let's just have a look. Let's just make it a 3-card read, will we? This is what we've got here. So the 9 of Pentacles, to me, whenever I see that card, the first word that comes to mind is like success. For me, this is the card of success out of the deck. So someone who's like, she's standing in a very lush garden. Remember, the Pentacles represent those things, or the monetary stuff, the earthly things. So she's standing in this garden. She's quite relaxed, actually. She's got this little bird on her hand, you know. What's the bird mean? Can be about taking off to flight. You'll notice it's got its little hood on. See that? Okay, so it's quite tamed. Okay, quite tame little bird, a little falcon that flies away, comes back. And she's got the glove on, which is about the protection, right? When we think about that, because you notice the other hand down here doesn't have any glove on. This is purely for that bird, right? So there's the 2 trees in the background. She's in quite a royal looking or regal looking gown. So quite a successful lady. Quite interesting, really. And I, funny enough, am actually drawn right up here. See a little bit of blue across there? Now, it's not quite her throat, is it? But it's not quite her heart either, as to where that is. When we think about blue, blue representing our throat chakra is about how we communicate. It's what we hear, it's what we see, as well as what we see and hear, but also what we say, okay, and how we say it. So for me, given that that's in between the two, this is very much going to be, again, it's all about kind of like following your heart, speaking your truth, and that kind of stuff. So, and that being very successful. So when we come back and we like put all that together, so we've got the energy, still a bit left over from yesterday, so funny, and then where we're going to make that decision, and then knowing that we're now headed off. Okay, so the energy's on the move, it's definitely on the move, and if we talk our talk and we do what's right for us as individuals, remembering that it will help the collective as a whole, which is what this year's theme's about, right? This tells us that we will be really successful providing that we do that and we continue on that path. So that's not a bad message for today. I hope you guys have a happy Friday, and I'll see you next time. Big love.